Hi, I'm Vivian. If your child struggles with writing, staring at blank pages, dreading assignments, or saying, "I'm just not a writer," I know exactly how that feels. My son spent years feeling stuck, believing he wasn't good at writing. No matter how much I encouraged him, he shut down before he even got started. He'd come home from school with entire packets of blank pages and response to prompts that were given to him 5 days a week, 40 minutes a day given for free writing. Today, though, he's writing freely, confidently, and believe it or not, he actually writes for his own YouTube channel. What changed? Let me tell you how we broke it down through years of writer's blocks without tears, frustrations, or forcing it. So the first thing is I realized my son's writer's block wasn't just about writing. It was about fear. Fear of getting it wrong. Fear of not being good enough, and fear that his ideas just weren't worth putting on paper. And honestly, the way writing is often taught makes it worse. Schools focus so much on grammar, structure, grades, and the mechanics that kids lose sight of the most important part, just getting their ideas and thoughts out. So instead of writing like an assignment, I flipped the process completely, and here's what made all the difference. First thing was remove the pressure. I stopped making writing feel like a school task. There was no more rigid assignments, no more required perfect first drafts or final drafts. I just encouraged him to write, whether it was messy or imperfect or silly or free, it didn't matter. Even if he wrote about random thoughts or just a few words, it was a win. Secondly, I focused on his ideas and not on grammar. Instead of correcting every little mistake, I celebrated his ideas. The goal was to build confidence first. Editing and structure could come later. And guess what? Once he felt safe expressing himself, the mechanics started improving naturally. Just as a side note, we also did grammar lessons on the side, not with his writing, but just to learn the mechanics. So he knew how to apply them if he wanted to. Step 3, I introduce alternative ways to write. So that means writing doesn't have to be you sitting at a desk, being given a blank page, expected to write words that come to your mind. I would ask him about an event that happened or something exciting, and he would tell me a story about it, and then I would let him know, wow, you did a really great job. If I had recorded that and translated that onto paper, that would have been a great essay. That helps him build confidence. So writing suddenly wasn't so intimidating. It was fun. Step 4, I created a low stakes writing habit. And I did that by creating a fun group every Friday where his friends would call in and we would get on Zoom together and do something called a Friday free write, which I learned from Julie Bogart's Brave Writer. She has these silly prompts that the kids can write really quickly in 5 to 10 minutes. Any ideas that come to their mind. And it'd be something like, imagine you were a shirt being ironed. Talk about how it feels from the perspective of the shirt. The kids loved those silly prompts and came up with great creative ideas. And every Friday, they would be excited to share what each of them came up with and to listen to each other and encourage each other. It was a really great way to create a low stakes environment for him to document his ideas and feel good about what he was writing. So over time, this built up his writing muscle without stress. It just felt fun. No pressure, no grades. Fun. Lastly, I encouraged him to write about what he loved. So instead of forcing essays on topics that he didn't care about, I just let him write about his passions. And that would have been video games, action, favorite movies, funny stories, whether they were true or not. We actually embarked one year on an adventure novel where he completed almost the entire novel, writing about aliens and things that popped up in his imagination. And all that really mattered was that it was just such a great story and it was really funny and creative. He got it out on paper. I mean, I think 7 out of 10 chapters. So when writing felt personal and meaningful to him, he wanted to do more of it. Helping my son overcome writer's block wasn't about fixing him. It was about freeing him. It took time, patience, and a lot of trial and error. But what made the difference was shifting from pressure to connection. When he stopped fearing writing and started trusting his own voice, everything changed. So if your child is struggling too, remember this. They do have something worth saying. They just need a safe place to say it, in their own way and in their own time. So be their cheerleader, not their editor. Celebrate their ideas, not just their grammar. And most of all, believe in their voice until they believe it in themselves. Because the truth is, every child is a storyteller. Sometimes they just need someone to listen first. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more homeschool encouragement and ideas.